Can the MiG-25, an aircraft born over half a century ago, still be remembered as a symbol of military technology? This aircraft once held records for altitude and speed, becoming the nightmare of Western pilots. Today, we will explore one of the most legendary fighters in aviation history, the MiG-25. But what made the MiG-25 a timeless icon? Let's watch the video to uncover the truth about this Interceptor King. The MiG-25 was born in the tense atmosphere of the Cold War. The Soviet Union faced threats from high-speed American bombers like the B-52 and even reconnaissance planes like the SR-71 Blackbird, a legend in American speed. To counter this, in 1956, Soviet engineers were given a daunting task: to develop a fighter capable of intercepting any airborne threat. And thus, the MiG-25 was born. The MiG-25 could fly at speeds of Mach 3.3 times the speed of sound and reach altitudes of 25 kilometers, surpassing all its rivals at the time. But with such power, was it truly flawless? A series of mysteries surrounding the MiG-25's stealth, durability, and weapon systems left the world intrigued. The MiG-25 could fly at speeds of Mach 3.3 times the speed of sound and reach altitudes of 25 kilometers, surpassing all its rivals at the time. But with such power, was it truly flawless? A series of mysteries surrounding the MiG-25's stealth, durability, and weapon systems left the world intrigued. At the time, it seemed this aircraft dominated the skies, and enemies were terrified whenever they heard its engine roar overhead. However, despite its superior speed and altitude, the MiG-25 wasn't a perfect aircraft. Its stealth capabilities were quite limited, especially compared to later generations like the US F-22 or Russia's Su-57. Because it used heat-resistant steel instead of more advanced materials like titanium alloys, the MiG-25 also faced issues with weight and durability when flying at extreme speeds. The MiG-25's weapon systems included long-range air-to-air missiles and a powerful radar, but the system was not optimized for agile air combat and close dogfights. This limited the MiG-25's abilities in direct confrontations with more maneuverable fighters. The mystique of the MiG-25 also stemmed from its frequent use in reconnaissance and interception missions rather than aerial dogfights. Many technical details of the aircraft, especially regarding its combat effectiveness, remained a mystery until a Soviet MiG-25 was captured and analyzed by the US in the 1970s. One of the factors that set the MiG-25 apart was its construction from heat-resistant steel, unlike Western fighters that use titanium or aluminum. This material allowed the MiG-25 to withstand the extreme heat generated when flying at supersonic speeds. Additionally, the MiG-25's radar system, considered one of the most sensitive at the time, could detect enemy aircraft from long distances. But were these breakthroughs enough to help the MiG-25 outmatch the SR-71 and other Western aircraft? Field tests revealed astonishing truths about the true power of this aircraft. While the MiG-25 had incredible speed and altitude capabilities, the question remained, were these advantages enough to defeat America's SR-71 Blackbird and other Western fighters? There were dramatic encounters between the MiG-25 and the SR-71 throughout the Cold War. The SR-71, one of America's fastest and highest-flying reconnaissance planes, was designed to operate at speeds exceeding Mach 3 and at altitudes over 25 kilometers in some confrontations over European and Middle Eastern airspace. The MiG-25 launched interception flights to stop the SR-71, but never succeeded in downing the Blackbird. Though the MiG-25 matched the SR-71's speed, it lacked the stealth and maneuverability to operate at high speeds. The SR-71, with its unique design that minimized radar signatures and offered relative stealth, easily evaded MiG-25 interceptions by accelerating or climbing to altitudes beyond the MiG-25's reach. These tests and encounters highlighted the MiG-25's limitations, even though the aircraft remained a beast in the skies. However, there were moments when the MiG-25 shocked the world. In some instances, the MiG-25 reached speeds of Mach 3.2, surpassing even its own design limits. But flying beyond its intended speed caused severe damage to the aircraft's engines, showing the trade-off between performance and durability. In summary, although the MiG-25 couldn't defeat the SR-71 in direct confrontations, it remained a formidable interceptor with its speed, altitude, and quick strike capability, and it was one of the Soviet Union's most powerful symbols during the Cold War arms race. In an era when technology wasn't as developed, possessing an interceptor like this was enough to strike fear into enemies. As technology advanced, upgrading aircraft became easier. Over time, military equipment was modernized, leading to an endless arms race among nations. The MiG-25 was not just a theoretical fighter, but it also participated in a series of real battles, from the Iran-Iraq War, the Gulf War, to reconnaissance missions in Syria and Libya. Despite successes such as shooting down a U.S. Navy F/A-18 during the Gulf War, the MiG-25 also faced challenges from enemy air forces. In many battles, the MiG-25 made its opponents struggle due to its high-altitude flight capability, making it difficult to intercept. However, it was also limited by poor agility and high fuel consumption. Despite these limitations, they did not detract from the effectiveness of this interceptor fighter. The MiG-25 was not just a fighter. It was a record breaker. It set numerous records for altitude and speed, some of which remain unbroken to this day. But there's one little known fact. It was the MiG-25, with its superior power and speed, that led the US to develop more advanced air defense systems and multi-role fighters like the F-15. The MiG-25 was a symbol of an era when technology and ambition pushed the boundaries of what seemed impossible. At the time, having an aircraft like the MiG-25 was a significant advantage for any military, showcasing the strength and combat capability of a nation's armed forces. Although production ended in the late 1980s, the MiG-25 remained one of the most widely used interceptors by many nations around the world well into the early 21st century. From Iraq, Syria, to India, this aircraft became an indispensable tool for national air defense. Today, the MiG-25 is seen as a symbol of the Cold War era, as well as a reminder of how technology can change the course of warfare. Despite its limitations in agility, the MiG-25 will forever be remembered as the king of the skies in the hearts of many. With a vast legacy and outstanding achievements, the MiG-25 has etched its name into the history of military aviation. But what made it stand out? Was it the speed, the durability, or simply the symbol of an era of relentless technological competition between East and West? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss out on more exciting content.